So, welcome everybody to this Zoom Deluxe with the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider with Hannah Stigard live from the ranch,
Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah. And I just said you look like such a cowboy. I love the outfit. So it's actually like afternoon for you here.
It is.
Evening. I was hoping we could have a horse. Maybe you can.
Well, there are horses somewhere in the background. I don't know if you can see them, but they're there.
Okay.
21 of them.
Oh wow! I can see their houses maybe.
Okay.
Hi, Ivy. I will just.
Okay, cool.
Oh, now you're in the wind, so the wind is blowing.
Oh, maybe I'll move indoors if it's too windy.
Yeah. No, but just if you stand like that, it works.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Otherwise, let me know and I'll get out of the wind.
Okay, absolutely. Well, cool. Well, thank you everybody for joining. We'll have like a half an hour-ish to just share with you a little bit of information to answer your questions and like what else can we assist you with, to give you a little bit of energy. Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider Deluxe.
Yes.
It's not a stretching noise, Hannah?
Sorry?
There's like a stretching noise. Let's see. I'll just mute.
Okay.
Maybe.
It might be me with my paper here. Is it still there?
No, I just need to mute people.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And so, yeah, can you say a little bit about this awesome deluxe Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider?
Oh, can I? That's a difficult one. Can I say a little bit? I know I can say a lot, so let me try to limit it. I will talk a little bit about the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider class as it is in the normal class. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about this Conscious Horse Deluxe class, how different it is, and also we'll talk a little bit about the place where it's going to be, because that's part of the difference. So let me start by talking a little bit about what is the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider class. Because the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider class is a class that where we are working with the tools of access consciousness, but it's not a prereq that you have had to have any access classes at all. It's one of the only access classes that you can just go to without having had any other experience with access. So that's part of what I love with these classes, that it's always a mix of people. There will be people who have done tons of access classes, but there will also be people who have never heard anything about the access tools before. And that always turns out to be such a contribution to each other. So it is, we are dealing with the basic tools of access consciousness in this class. And just to give a little bit of insight of what is access consciousness tools, these are tools that basically to find out where you are stuck in your life and what parts of your life that is not working. And the most important thing, tools to change that. So people that comes to an access class get awarenesses around, oh, where am I not being the person that I would like to be? Where is my life not working the way I would like to be, where I would like it to be working? And also the tools to actually change everything for yourself and for in your life. And these tools are very, very different than any other tools that I've ever experienced, because they can change anything in a heartbeat. With these tools, you can change anything in a heartbeat. And I'm not going to bore you with my whole life story, but I've tried a lot of different things to help my very sick daughter. And what I found out when I first started doing access tools is that we could actually change everything that wasn't working for her and her health in a heartbeat when she chose to choose it with these tools. Because we address whenever something is not working for you in your life, things sits in your cells in your body, it sits in your cognitive mind, and it also is stuck in your energy. And when you try to change things with other tools, you either address your body and where all of this memory is stuck in your cells, or you address the cognitive part where your thinking and your thought, feelings, and emotions are stuck in some way, or you deal with the energy. And what we do and what really, really, yeah?
And there is like this scratching on the microphone, and I don't know if it's your paper.
Oh, I'll just put the paper away.
Yeah.
That's way easier.
Go for it from the paper.
Yes. That's much easier. Is it better now?
I don't hear it right now, so
okay, good.
Muted
Okay, let me know if there is more. But anyways, what I found was so working with the access tools is that we address all parts. We address all three parts of us. We address whatever is stuck in our body. We address what is stuck in our thinking and our emotions, and we address what is stuck in our energy at the same time. That's how this works so brilliantly, that we address all three parts. Because otherwise, if you address one part, the other two will drag you down or backwards again. So those are the basic tools of access. We will go through those in the class, and then we'll work with horses. We'll get some knowledge about how does horses work? How do they function? How do they communicate with each other? And how do they function in their lives? And we'll go through that basic knowledge about that too, and then we'll combine those two. So we'll address different things with the horse with these access tools. And when we are in the class, we will go through some theory first, and then we'll go and play with the tools with the horses. And that's where the beauty comes in, because when you work with the horses with these tools, it gets so clear. Because when there's something that's not working for a horse, let's say we have a lame horse, or we have a horse that doesn't want to get into the trailer or whatever it is, with the access tools, we can ask the horse. We'll practice the communication with the horse. We'll practice the energetic communion with a horse, like an avatar connection. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Avatar. If you're not, go do it, because this is actually what this class is about, is creating an avatar connection with a horse, so that you share space, so that the horse will know exactly what is going on for you, and at the same time you know exactly what is going on for the horse. And from that place where we communicate clearly with the horse, we can ask the horse, so what is going on for you? What is not working for you? Why do you not want to go into the trailer? What is that? And if it's got some kind of trauma, incident, whatever, that has created this resistance, this limitation for the horse, we can clear that for the horse. So we'll work on the horse's body, and we'll work on the energy and their thoughts of the horse, and we can clear whatever is limiting or being a problem for the horse. And it's the same if it's a lame horse or a horse that is sick in any way. We can find out, so what is this? What is behind this illness, this lameness, whatever it is? And we can address that, and we can clear it. And we do that in other access classes with people as well. And the real beauty for me, and the real magic for me in the horse classes, is that when we deal with people and issues that doesn't work, it takes forever for us to change it, because
the wind is picking up a little bit, Hannah.
Okay, is it better now? I'm trying to.
Are you shattered? Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's when I take my hand up and go, then the wind kicks in. So I'll just keep my hand down. I thought it would be cooler to be out here so you can see this beautiful ranch, and they're in Colorado. And well, anyways, yes. And by the way, if any of you have questions at any point, just stop me and shout out, or ask whatever question there is and I'll see if I can answer, or I'll transfer you to Louise and let her answer.
Hannah has a lot to say about this, so if you have questions, please just make a shout out, because
yeah. Yes, because I could babble for hours with this, because I've done so many of these access or conscious horse, conscious rider classes, and they're always different depending on the horses and depending on the participants. That's part of the beauty of it, that we will address whatever is going on for the horses that we work with, but we will also through the horses deal with whatever pops up for the participants. So it's not just working on the horses, because when we work with horses, they mirror us in a way that I have never seen anything else. you can go to a therapist or a psychiatrist or whatever and you can talk about your whatever issue there is. And when they address it with you and they try to mirror you, their mirror is always a little bit blurry from conclusions and points of views about whatever is going on. Well, when you work with a horse, they are capable and willing to let you know what is going on for you. So when we start communicating with the horses about what is going on for the horses, they will also magically mirror whatever is going on for all of us participants, in a way where the mirror is completely clear, because a horse does not have any conclusions about you. That's part of the beauty of it. They don't have any points of view about whether you're having a bad hair day or you're equipped with the latest riding fashion clothes or whatever. They're just there and they're totally present with you and they mirror you. So if you have anything going on for you, they're capable of showing it to you. They're way more aware of what we normally think about horses. They know so much more. And the horses as a breed are here on this planet to contribute to people with energy and with awareness. And that is part of why this class really rocks in a way that it just rockets people forward, because there's no bullshit with horses. They're just completely honest with you and aware of what is going on, and they are capable of telling us when we start this avatar connection, when we start this communication with the horses, they can tell us exactly where we want to look, what we want to change, and how we are stuck in our lives. So it's kind of like this ongoing thing that goes back and forth with the horses and with us. So in one hand, we have the tools to help the horses, where if they have something that is stuck in their body, whatever is not working for them, also in behavior issues. And then there's also the other part where the contribution goes both ways. So they are very eager to tell us where we want to look and what we want to have a look at and change for us.
Can I give an example of that, Hannah?
Yeah.
Like actually from Tambo Arellano, where the class will be.
Yes.
So the horses there have a really big area to, a big living space actually. So they can really roam around a lot. And then the first day I went, I was there a month ago in another access class, and I went to say hello to the horses, and they all came and say hello, like in their own specific way. Like you really got their personality. Like it's really beings that comes and say hello in different ways. And some would like to talk, some are like, no, not now. And then there was this young horse. He's 4 years old. He came and was really interacting with me, and he wanted like me to pet him, but he also like walked really close to me, like leaned my body into my body, and I just started like pushing him away, because it's like that was my response, like the reaction.
Little too close.
Exactly. And he did that several times,
Mm-hmm.
and until I just started to get like he was really showing me like where I was not really like just, well, there's a lot more to it, but there was something like just not standing my ground and being like, okay, here's my space, here's yours. Like it's not a fight, it's not a go away bad horse. It's just like he was just showing that to me so clearly, and with
thank you,
no point of view, just like
that's a beautiful example of exactly that. That's a beautiful, thank you very much, Louise, because that is a beautiful example of how the horse can show us things about us, that you're not standing your ground, you're not having your boundaries of, oh, this is how close you go to me. That is a very good example, and we'll see that again and again and again in the classes, that the horses actually show us things about us. And where in normal horse environments, people will say like, oh, that horse is so what do you call it, what do you call it when they are not well behaved?
Misbehaving or like
Yeah, misbehaving,
not
exactly.
stupid.
Normal horse environments will put it on the horse that they are misbehaving, that they are not actually, that they are not taught right or whatever it is. And one of the core questions of the axis is to be in the question, like you would go like, oh, what is this about, when he kept on pushing you. And when we start asking questions and step out of all the conclusions that we have about how the horse has to behave and how we have to behave and whatever, when we stop being in the conclusions and start asking questions, a lot of awareness shows up. A lot of awareness. And like you were standing there with a horse, when you start asking questions about, oh, what is this about? Is there something that, what is in it for me? What are you trying to show me something, or what is this? Then all of a sudden it gets clear. And that's part of what I started saying, is that a lot of access people come to these classes, and a lot of people who have not done access come to these classes. And for the access people that comes to these classes, the core tools of access, they become so clear when we are with the horses. It's in a way that there are two things in that, in my perspective. One is that the horses provide a space for us and an energy for us where we can see things clearer. So things that we normally have difficulty seeing all of a sudden gets very, very clear by magic, by the magic of the horses, what they are being. And the other thing is that they mirror us so clearly, and that they can be a huge inspiration for us, where in normal horse environments, a lot of people just look at a horse like a piece of big meat, and that we have to teach something. They don't normally have the approach of, oh, what can you contribute to me? What can I contribute to you? What can we actually learn from these horses? Because they are magical beings that are way more aware than we normally are, and they are willing to teach us. And they are an inspiration in so many ways. They are, for one, they are present. They are here, completely now here, without conclusions and without any judgments and without any stock points of views about things. So from that perspective, we can learn some of the way that they are being with us, because they don't do that bullshit like we do. They don't judge us from how we look or anything else. They're no judgment, no conclusions, and they're present, and they transfer tsunamis of energy to us. So they can also teach us to receive. When we will practice this again and again in the class, when you stand there with a horse and you lower your barriers and you receive the energy from the horse, you will be amazed of the amounts of energy that they transfer to you. And with the energy comes awareness. With the energy comes a lot of information about them, about us. It is a very beautiful communication where it flows both ways with the energy, and where everything gets very, very clear. So I've had access people that have done tons of access classes come to a horse class, and within the first couple of hours they go like, wow, now I get this, now I get that, because it gets very, very clear. And the other place where they can be an inspiration, I just want to mention that as well, is that we do body processes, and we'll practice. There are about 20 body processes in the horse manual, and we'll do the body processes on the horses. And when we do a body process on a person, it normally takes about an hour. When we do it on a horse, it takes like 2, 3, 4 minutes, and the horse is done. And you'll see how clear they are. And why is it that they're so much quicker than we are? I mean, we're so bright, aren't we? Well, maybe that's exactly that. Maybe that's our supercomputer that has a lot of points of views of how difficult it is to change things, and how things really can't change, and all of that. A horse does not limit themselves like that. And in that way, for me, it's been such a huge eye-opener to work with horses with body process, because they can literally take a whole body process in 2 minutes, and then they will just go like that and done, and they'll walk around a little bit, and then they'll come back and they'll put a shoulder to you or something and be really clear, hey, I need something here. And so we'll work with these body processes on the horses, and we'll also work on them on each other. but it's such an inspiration to see the willingness that the horses are to change whatever doesn't work for them. Where we'll be like, we'll go into our supercomputer and think about all kinds of things, and we have all kinds of limitations as what would change if I change this little thing, what would change in my life. And we'll become very much aware of that when we work in that way with the horses. So
will you say maybe something, or I don't know if it's I'm just looking at maybe like adding something about the deluxe version.
Exactly. Good point. Because normally, good point. Thank you, Louise. Normally, a conscious horse conscious rider is two-day class. And they are pretty intense those 2 days. They're always very funny because it is, in that form, it is very funny because we get out of the classroom, we get out and we practice the tools, and we do other stuff. And we do address body processes, we do address the energy work, we do address their energy communication, and we do address all the tools. But in 2 days, well, that's pretty obvious that when we have 4 days, we have more time. And the thought and the idea of doing a deluxe class like this in a beautiful place like that natural park in Spain is that where we have more time, we can do it a little bit more loose and enjoyable, where we can go a little deeper with some of the things. We will start up the same way that we usually do in going through the basic tools so that we know what we have to work with and some knowledge of the horses. And then we'll go play with the horses. But we also have time when we have 4 days that we don't have to do 8-9 hour days where we are totally working on the tools and the horses and back and forth with theory and horses and all of that. We have more time to just be and also let the tools and all the knowledge sink in. So we'll have, Louise can tell you a lot about this place because it is, I've never been there, but I've seen the pictures and I've seen some films that Elise and Louise and others have put up there, and the energy there is amazing and contributing to what we're doing. And what we can do with this more loose and deluxe form is that we can go and work with the horses. We can have a longer lunch with nice fruit from their organic farm up there, and we can enjoy a glass of wine, and we can go work with the horses again. We can go hiking in the mountains. We can go for horse tours if anyone wants to do that. And we can do a little bit more different stuff at the same time. And we can also run body processes on each other, run bars on each other, which will make it, that's my idea of it, that it will make it more enjoyable for all of us, that we are not on all the time in that way, that we have more enjoyable time to chat about things, to walk, to enjoy whatever is going on. And we have some other activities, thanks to Louise, who've been there before, we have other activities that is possible there. One night we will all go and make paella with the chef in their kitchen. Louise, you've done that before. Was that fun or what?
Yes, it was totally fun. And actually, Ivy, who is on as well, she's been there too. And it's this place is really like, I say like it's one of those places on earth that has this kind of like untouched and nurturing energy. So like when you're there, there's like a sense of peace and ease. Wow. And that really transmits to you. And the fact that we're like staying there at this hotel, it's a nature park, so it's also like a protected area. And we're basically a little bit by ourselves out in this. I mean, there are other people. It is a hotel basically, but the nature surroundings are quite like there's not a lot of people running around there. And it's just like this energy of the place really seeps into you and to what you're doing. And what I found that this was not a class with horses, but the horses really outside of this class contributed so much. Like everything I asked for basically just showed up with these horses. Like when I went riding, they were they really showed me a lot about myself in the same way. So it was like the class kind of continued, like the facilitation continued on horse when I went riding.
Yeah.
So you could practice the tools. You had to be in the question all the time. They would show me when I was not present, and they also show me possibilities, like when I was asking for like more fun and excitement, and boy, did I get some fun and excitement on those horses.
Yes.
So they, you know, it's really what you ask for, and they will show up for you. They're so energetic.
Yeah. Yeah, so well, beautiful, Louise. And also we have on Louise would talk about there's a village next, not far from the place where we'll go and have dinner one evening. It's can you tell a little bit about that village? It's
yes, it's like a very for me, like I'm not very Spanish savvy, but like to me it looked like a very traditional Spanish town. They had a fiesta last time. They have a lot of fiestas in Spain. We don't know if we'll have a fiesta, but anyways, there was like a really beautiful surrounding where you can go and have nice dinner and walk around and just relax, and also beautiful view of the mountains. So there's just like different possibilities with the time that we have outside of class.
Yeah. And that is part of the Deluxe class there, that we have more time. We have time to enjoy what is there, and we have time to sink in with let the things sink in and work with each other and play with each other. And in the class, when you book a room at the venue, there's breakfast and lunch included, and they'll make dinner for us every night as well, that you can choose to have a small or a bigger portion. So there's a lot of practical details, but you can reach out for Louise and me afterwards if there are practical details that you want to be more clear about. I think I've learned so much about the food there, the wine there, the place there, the horses there, and all that. So I'm just looking really a lot forward to this, because I think that we can create another kind of horse class that is very enjoyable at the same time as it is life-changing. Because I always see the horse class be life-changing, also for people who've never, especially maybe for horses or for all, but also for people who've never done access before. I've had people who have never ever heard anything about the tools, so please don't let that stop you, because you'll get clear on the tools with the help of the horses, because they really just cut it out in a clear way, so that we can, hopefully everybody afterwards can move on and integrate all of these tools, and then the awareness and the knowledge, and like you say, Louise, that it kind of continues, because the energy is so special there. It kind of like helps you integrate it for you and move forward in just have more awareness onwards when you go home again after class.
So we're like half an hour in-ish, and I was wondering, is there any like questions from you guys? We have like 5 minutes or something. I will take care of practical stuff. I know some of you guys who will be on class are on, I see you, and we will take care of the issues with transportation and all that. You fly into again a little, but is there any questions about the class or anything else we can?
Oh, hi, Hannah and Louise and everyone. I'm gonna be there. I'm sold. Like, all the information I required. Is there a possibility there as well that you can come in a little bit earlier?
Well, there is.
Class
starts on the 26th in the morning, and I'll be there on the 24th. So that's just talking to us about it, and we'll book the rooms at the hotel through us. Louise or me, we have booked the rooms that are available there, 9 rooms, and we'll arrange how you can split rooms or whatever. And you can also say, like, there is one that already said a long time ago, I'll be there the day before and I'll leave the day after, and we'll just let the hotel know. I'll be there 2 days before and I'll be there to the day after the class. So anything is possible.
Awesome. Awesome.
Like,
And also,
and it's slightly addictive. Like you kind of go back and back, like me. There's a great pull in this place.
how does it get any better? Yeah. And I actually, one practical little details that I want to mention, because I was looking at there's a shuttle that goes for the hotel from Malaga airport, but you can also rent a car. I rented a car and it was so cheap. I mean, I could
euros or something. Yeah.
Yes, but that is with full coverage. I could actually have had it if I didn't choose the full coverage insurance. I could have had it for 30 euros for 6 days.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
Wow.
Yeah, that's just amazing. So look at that too. I just went to rentalcars.com and they're pretty cheap. So maybe if you're alone or 2 or 3 or 4, rent a car together, and but we can also help you coordinate that. Yeah. So there's so many possibilities.
Cool. So any other? You can always reach out to Hannah or me. This is not.
Yeah.
And what else is possible? We still have some time before class. Maybe we'll have some more fun Zooms. I just love that you're in horse country, Hannah. Like
it is.
I just imagine us having a Zoom like with a horse, like literally.
Yeah, but my Wi-Fi didn't go that far. I'm sitting close to the Wi-Fi here, so I couldn't go out there to the horses. And there's nobody else here right now because I was planning on getting a horse here.
Yes, exactly.
They all left for different reasons, so I'm alone here with all 21 horses. So you'll have to just see them in the background here. Yeah. But isn't it amazing? Like in late September, it's just wow. And can you imagine going to the south of Spain in late October and have like a little bit of summer again? For me, that's part of it too, that, I want to go to this enjoyable place because I know how October is in Denmark. I know you're not all from Denmark, but it can be gray and rainy and blah, blah. And
let's go south.
Let's go south. Yeah, the birds aren't that stupid. They go south as well. So let's go south and create some changes for whatever we want to do. And have fun with the horses.
Thank you so much, Hannah, and thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you for putting it up, Louise.
Yeah, sure. I'll put up the recordings. Like, just give me a little bit of time. And
amazing.
Yes, amazing.
Yes.
And
thank you.
What else is possible with this class?
Hope to see you. Yeah. Hope to see you all there.
Yeah. Well, ciao. Have a wonderful evening and you afternoon, Hannah.
Thank you. Thank you. Have fun, all of you.
Can I just say
bye.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Bye.